Yep. Coffee. Okay. Caught me with my coffee in my hand. River rats, you can't catch catfish without bait, and sometimes you can't even catch catfish with bait. At least I run into that problem on occasion, but we're out here, we're gonna try to get like the creme de la creme of the catfish bait, the filet mignon of the pond, if you will. They've been tough to catch, so see what we can do. Let's go. Going through this little opening always weirds me out. I haven't been here for a while, but going through it with a kayak, wouldn't think it'd bother you too much. Going through it with a big boat definitely does. Well, with that being said, I don't want to knock the propeller off of my trolling motor, so I should probably take my time. Got Chris behind me, got Ryan way over there. We got a catfish tournament coming up, and we need bait. You already knew that, but it hasn't been easy to get, and we need it right now. Really gonna need it on Friday. It's hard to put together a good game plan if you don't have good bait to try and figure it out. That is one cool thing about kayak fishing, is like we're gonna be out here fishing for bait next to all these giant expensive catfish rigs and being able to effectively target the same stuff they are. I find that entertaining. Yeah, the skips are going nuts up here. Or white bass, one of the two. So they were right here. There's some. Short. I'm gonna try not to like get on top of them. I don't want to spook them. Assuming those are skipjack. Oh, they're right behind me. No bumps. Oh yeah, that was definitely a skipjack. Oh, oops. It's okay, I'm a professional. Good timing, Bauer. Hope this isn't one of them events where you see them everywhere but can't catch them. I mean, they're all around me. About to throw a cast net at them. Yeah, they're all around me. I'm watching them like blow up shad everywhere. And they won't bite my bait. Oh, there was a bump. I might have just ran into one from everything I could see. I'm gonna get out in the current, so at least I won't be spinning around. Sometimes the fish that are feeding in current are easier to catch. They don't have as much time to scrutinize it. Sometimes it doesn't matter. I hear them. Where you at? Wow, they're everywhere. At this point in time, I don't even know what I'd do if I hooked one. They're practically jumping in the kayak, but not literally. I just gotta catch one, figure out what they want. This is kind of painful. After lots of trials and tribulations and watching fish practically jump in the kayak without literally jumping in the kayak, we got one. And he's giant. And he's definitely going in the bucket. I'll take it. Oh my goodness, that one almost jumped out of the water to eat it. Or I mean, he literally did jump out of the water trying to eat it. That's dumb. That's really dumb. Why don't you just eat it when it's in the water? That's it for tonight. Did get a couple good sized ones, so I can only fish half a day tomorrow anyway. So I'm gonna fish half a day tomorrow, and basically until I run out of bait. Still don't know where I'm gonna go. It's taking that one step at a time. Bait, then figure the rest out. Kinda did step one. See you in the morning. Well, this isn't exactly a boat ramp. I guess it's probably more my style than a boat ramp. Yeah, gonna check out a different stretch of river. Supposed to be a little bit of wind on tournament day, so I kind of wanted to get to some skinnier water. Hopefully find some fish on some skinnier water that's less exposed to the elements and lets me present my bait a little more effectively and give them the option. I'd much rather fish a river than a lake pretty much any day, but I go where the fish, you know, where the fish are. Hopefully they're here. Tons of shad. A few fish under them, a few fish in them. Might have to run a suspended rod. There's one in some brush. Several in some brush. Well, I think I know where I'm going to start. As you are probably aware, I don't have a ton of bait. So I'm not going to use mega-sized chunks, even though the water's warm, and I'd like to. I did keep her in good shape though, so if there's any fish here, should be able to get them. We have a tropical storm coming in tonight, which I need to catch fish just to know there's fish here. So if I come back here, I'm sure they're going to be doing something entirely different. But that's okay. I just want to know they're here. So even if they're doing something different, then I can adjust accordingly and hopefully coax a few into biting, even if they're in an overall negative feeding mood, which they might be after a big tropical storm rolls through. But considering I don't have very much bait, there is that big front. The fishing's probably going to be lights out once I find it. Okay, that should be right in his face. Close to it. Definitely might lose some stuff here. A lot of structure down there. That's a flathead. I think we have a flathead here. Not a tiny one either. Kind of wondered if there'd be one hanging out in that stuff. I was throwing throwing my spoon around, trying to get some bait. Just hang out there for just a sec, buddy. Yeah, I saw that light bite. I'm like, I recognize that. This is, probably shouldn't have got this out. Now we'll figure it out. Oh. Yeah, not a dink. Yeah, growing quite a bit. Once they get under the boat and you get to feel, I mean, flatheads in deep water fight like crazy. They fight like crazy anywhere, but when they can really dig down, it's awesome. Oh yeah. Okay. Yep, nice flathead. Can I spin? I can try. Dandy of a fish, guys. Oh yeah. He's nice, but he fought even bigger than that, which I appreciate. Yeah. Oh yeah. Little stubby one. My favorite right there. Nice one. One nice thing about the kayak tournaments is they go off of length and not weight, and generally flatheads are longer than blues, so targeting them, while not always easy and consistent, if you can get on some nice flatheads, like, you got a pretty good shot at doing well. And that's what I was really hoping for here. I'd also like to find the blues too, but pretty happy with him in the meantime. As soon as he hit it, I knew exactly what he was. That nice slow pull down. See ya. I feel like I just released the fish version of a gorilla. Yeah, I don't hate that. Since I don't have that much bait, I'm not going to bait that one up and throw it back in here. I'm going to move out to the deep hole and check that. There's a little more current out there. Definitely be worth sampling. I love flatheads. I prefer to catch flatheads, but you can't always count on them. Generally the blues, even though they're tough at times too, don't get me wrong, they're a little more consistent. Micah's blowing up my phone. He must be on. I sent him a picture of that fish. He's on flatheads too today. Maybe it's just one of them days. It's funny how it works out that way. Gave her another 10 minutes or so with nothing else going. So I'm going to, I don't know if I'm going to try to do this again or if I'm going to go out into the deep. I think I'm going to go out into the deep, especially because I don't have much bait. I'm kind of an indecisive person often, and it just gets worse when I'm thinking about tournaments. Just wondering why he didn't get the hook. Pulled me straight into a snag. Buried it pretty good too. That was more of a blue cat kind of hit. Well, whatever it was, it's coming in. Probably a stick stuck in the mud down there to sabotage me. That's weird. Smacked it, pulled it down, and then right into a stick. And the hook's stuck in the stick. That's the weird part. Oh, we got another one going. Hopefully he doesn't pull me in a stick. He hit the jets, buddy. Oh. He's still hitting the jets. And I got a drift sock down here and a stick. All kinds of potential tangle options. Okay. I don't know what's better and what's worse. Stick's not light. Neither is this fish. What are you? It's a fish, but not a tiny one. If I look awkward fighting this fish, I feel pretty awkward. Blue? Oh yeah, good blue, good fish. Okay, we'll put it on this side. Oh, I took my remote off on accident. All right, let's try to get him in the boat. Okay, grippies are on him. Let's get him in the kayak. Huh. Good thing I didn't unhook him. Try the grippies one more time. Okay. He is in here. Really hoping he don't freak out. Tell you what, measuring these fish, that's gonna be an adventure. I should be practicing if I was smart. What the hell? Oh shoot. He hit the remote. It's like, what is going on? Yeah, I need to figure out something better for this remote. Clip it on my belt loop or something. Like the bad news bears of kayak catfishing right now. Not gonna lie, it's pretty exciting and it's easy to get worked up. And if you're like, man, you look like a mess, you should try it. What a beautiful fish. Super duper nice fish. All right, I'll hold him up. Show him off for just a sec. And then, oh, yep, great time to go back. Great time to untangle my mess and get out of here. Okay. A little more current, a little more depth. Look at. Let's go try the deep. See what's going on in there. I said I was gonna do that, and now I'm actually gonna do that. This was just kind of on the way. It's a little bit surprising. This is where I figured I'd definitely get bit, but catfish are weird. I'm gonna hit one more spot. Hopefully I get one, and if I don't, I might try. I don't know. Probably just gonna fish until I get one more fish. How about that? And if I was fishing just for the tournament, not to make videos, I would probably safety pin these baits so you get the take down, and then you can gauge kind of if it was a good fish or not, and then you don't hook them and hope that tournament day they're more likely to eat. But I'm making YouTube videos too, and obviously, and I figure you probably want to see the fish. I do too, you know. I'd have to fight it to do the safety pin bait thing, but if you're really serious about winning tournaments, it's not a bad idea. I'm serious about having a good time, and I enjoy making the videos. I think it's a good time. I might change my mind in the future on safety pinning baits versus actually hooking fish, but for now, I'll hook a few fish. I said I was gonna fish until I caught another fish, and it might not happen. I'm running out of bait. The way it started, I didn't think it would be that big of a deal. I thought I was in the juice. Apparently, I was wrong. Got enough bait to fish one more spot. This Cliff Bar is good. So I'm gonna fish one more spot, then I gotta get back and edit some video. Well, I went out in the hurricane in the name of catching bait and did get some bait, even caught a few fish. We got options for tomorrow. Still know what I want to do, but I can come up here and catch fish. That ain't so bad either. My favorite. Got him walking a bait too, even. It's kind of nice that I have some options if this one doesn't play out, but regardless, it's gonna be rain and rain and rain all day. Makes filming tough. I'm gonna do my best, but gotta put 3 big ones in the boat. We're here. I gotta get my kayak down to the water and put everything together, and lines out at 7. Lines in at 3, but I don't think I'll be able to fish the full length of time to get back to the quotation marks weigh-in station in time, but we'll figure it out as we go. That's kind of my style. It is soggy as advertised. I got this piece of structure over here I'm gonna set up on, and I got about 15 minutes to get ready. Line's in at 7. Caught a flathead here, pretty nice one earlier this week. I'd love to see him again, and his big brother. I mean, but that's no different than any other time. I got a game plan. So I'm gonna start off anchoring, and I'm gonna hit at least 2 spots. If it keeps producing, I'm gonna hit more spots. If it doesn't produce, I'm gonna drag baits. Originally, they were supposed to bump up the flow today. They actually dropped it because we didn't get as much rain as was forecasted. I think it's time to get some bait cut. I was able to get some like fresh primo stuff. Not a lot. I got a couple of these guys, but made a new buddy through a friend of a friend because I was on the bait struggle bus. Brad Cross. He's got a YouTube channel called BJC Outdoors. Micah knows him, and Micah got me his number, and he had some fresh frozen skipjack. So I'm sitting pretty decent in the bait department considering how tough bait is. So feel decent there. Hopefully the catfish agree. I'm gonna go all skipjack to start. Definitely need to continue to refine the old system. So I got a bunch of junk everywhere, and that measuring board takes up a lot of room. But if I keep doing it, I'll figure out something. Especially because if I keep doing these, I'll be driving a lot. So I have plenty of time to come up with new ideas. "30 seconds. It sounds like an alarm for 7 o'clock, because it is. Alright. Start getting them out. This is going to be a big time learning experience. The running around for the bait and stuff. I just realized I don't even know how to submit a fish. So I'll hopefully catch some fish and get some pictures and then figure it out. I need to figure out a cutting board situation too, because I got skipjack poo and blood everywhere. Okay, that's right about to the front of it. She fell clean. Hopefully it's close enough to get their attention. Hopefully there's some in there. .603 or 703. Lines are all in, and it's hard to count on flatheads. So if I don't get any here, I'm not gonna like freak out or anything. I'm gonna set up on 2 spots on it probably, depending on how the first one goes. But I'll give it 20 minutes or so right now. I'm gonna clean the poop off my bait tank. I seem a little sluggish. It's because I've been going to bed late and waking up early pretty much all week and pretty much all month, really. It'll catch up to a guy, at least this guy. So hopefully my decision-making ability is still decent. It definitely takes a hit when I've been running the way that I've been running. Yep. Coffee. Okay. Caught me with my coffee in my hand. Pulled some pretty decent drag. He ain't giving me the business yet. Yeah. He's coming up. Oh yeah, he's pretty nice. I think it's a blue. It's weird how he came up. Stay out of that other line, buddy. Okay. Now he's just wallowing on top. Stay out of my drift sock. He might be going into the drift sock. Okay. Yeah, he pounded it. Okay. Right now we just got to get him in the kayak. Not always easy. I don't know where my grippers are. Not ideal. How are you hooked? I can't tell. Okay, he's in the kayak. He's hooked weird, like on the tongue. Not great either. We got one. He's got a triple whisker and a double whisker on the other side. See if I can show that off real quick. All right, starter fish. First one of the day. Yeah, double whisker on one side, triple whisker on the other. Hopefully that's like a 4-leaf clover type situation. Now for the moment of truth. I'm gonna leave the hook. I actually took the hook out and put it in the corner of his mouth. So if he does get flippity floppity, hopefully I can get him back. Okay, how much, what do we look like? Probably 34, 35, I hope. Well, he's bigger than I thought. He's gonna push 39, 39 and a half. $39.25 on the board, literally. One last look. Okay, try to do that again. It's a good start to the day though. It's exactly how I wanted to start the day. Whew. Okay, I think we're definitely going to reposition on this. That bait even looks pretty decent, so I'm going to use it again because it's the best bait I got. I think I will drop me down a little bonus line. I'm seeing a lot of fish suspended. I mean, some of them could be gar slightly outside the cone, but some of them could definitely be cats. So get one bait up off the bottom a little bit, see what happens. This is my bumping rod. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to bump. I didn't figure I would, but I brought it just in case. Definitely gonna have to back the drag down. I might even run it right here. I think I will. That last fish bit while I was drinking, so I'm trying to decide what kind of pattern it is. Is it a water pattern or a coffee pattern? You can tell I'm still getting more familiar with this kayak. I mean, I've been in it quite a bit, don't get me wrong, but it's little things that as you spend a lot of time in them, become second nature. Like I was drinking that water coffee and that fish bit as I was taking a drink of coffee and I didn't know where to put it down. Didn't cost me a fish, thankfully, but definitely could have. That might have been one of the things that led to its weird hookup. It was hooked on the tongue. But worked out okay, got him in the boat. But it doesn't always work out okay, and little things can make big differences on the one fish that matters, so cup holder, remember. Might end up being a coffee pattern because it's morning and I'm gonna drink more coffee. Why? That hit like a very large fish. Just that slow pull down and boink, gone. Bad luck. Hopefully if I keep after it, I create some good luck. That's inevitable. Those things are gonna happen. I don't like it, but they're gonna happen. Check my bait. There's that one I bombed out there a ways. You got my bait. Maybe it wasn't a big one. Like it popped like the bait, like he was just holding the bait. Never had the hook. And just popped the bait off, and that's kind of appears to be what happened. But who knows? It's a really big gar. Had to be. That one bit when I wasn't drinking anything, but I didn't hook up. So maybe I need to drink more coffee. So I rebaited it, threw it right back out. Similar area, not quite the same. But then I reeled in the short one and threw him out into never land over there. And we'll give it another 10 minutes. Got a head chunk on there now, so that bait ain't going nowhere. In theory. Okay. As soon as I hit spot lock on the spot, a barge came around the corner. I'm not in his way, but things are going to get bumpy. I don't know if I should stay on spot lock or not. Like if I should reel them up, and I'll check out the waves and evaluate as needed. Maybe I'll get one of those barge bites. Now he turns it up. I think he slowed down a little for me. That's pretty awfully nice of him. We need another fish. 2 spots, 2 bites, 1 fish. 3rd spot, no bites so far. This spot I just came by and saw a big rock with a big fish on it. 2 of them actually. I didn't get set up perfect, but I think my baits are in proximity, so hopefully he'll get a sniff and won't be able to help himself. The bad news is no bites here, but I was able to submit my my fish. Hopefully it doesn't get DQ'd or something dumb, but there's a bunch of little rules, and yeah, I want to get them right. So I have never fished this spot. I don't know if I will again. At least not at these water conditions. That fish that's sitting there, either I didn't put my baits where I needed, or he doesn't care about them. Either way, I'm moving. Slowly losing confidence in anchoring. I prefer to anchor because I think it's your best shot at catching like really big fish, or at least the biggest fish that you can target on your particular body of water. I mean, you can get big fish lots of ways, but I think that's the best way to get big fish. Not necessarily the best way to get numbers of fish, and I need 2 more. We do have time. It's like not panic mode by any means, but I'm gonna go fish 1 more anchor spot, the first one I started on, because I caught that fish and had 1 bite on camera, and then I reeled all the lines in and 1 was snagged. So I stood up and peed, and while I was peeing, the one that was snagged got picked up, and he pulled the rod down and then let go of the bait. So I'm wondering if those are flatheads, like real tentative flatheads. So when I get over there, I'm gonna put them in free spool clicker, let them run just a little bit with it, and hopefully they don't run me into structure, but I need to get hooked up, and then we'll figure out the rest after that. He was nice enough to get it unsnagged though. There's a nibble. Gar. Yeah, it's acting pretty gar-like, you know. Made a pretty good run downriver, at least by kayak standards. Marked a bunch of fish scattered, so I'm trying to be optimistic. Don't know if they're catfish. They look like catfish on the traditional, but you never know for sure till you put them in the boat. Or in this case, I mean, kayak's kind of a boat. Anyway, bait's gonna get cut up, and we're pretty much at the halfway point for me, because it's gonna take me a minute to get out of here and get back to our meetup spot. So we are in the back half, not the bottom of the 9th, but not the 7th inning stretch, but need to put some fish in the boat. We got 3 hours left. Haven't even had a nibble since I started dragging, but hadn't really had a nibble for a while before I started dragging. So there's that. I'm gonna give this at least another hour. 2 more fish didn't seem like a big deal first thing this morning. Suddenly it seems like a much larger deal. And one downfall of these types of tournaments is when you can submit your catch and you can look at the leaderboard live, and there's not that many people fishing it with the proposed crap weather, but yeah, you can check the live results as you're going, and I'm sitting in 4th right now, but I'm a long ways out of 1st or 2nd even. Couple 45 to 60 pounders got reeled in. Hopefully, since the blues aren't exactly popping off, I'll luck onto like a 45-inch flathead or anything at this point in time. And since things are slow, I'm gonna play around with rigging a little bit. I'm gonna put out 1 rod with some itty bitty chunks, and I'm gonna put a stupid big bait on one of them. I think I'm gonna put it on that inside, outside, on that planer board closest to the bank. Sometimes flatheads like big old baits, so I'm gonna put a big old bait on there. Then also put little baits on. Try her all. This whole area just seems dead right now. It's not like a boat tournament where you can just try something completely different. Kind of confined to this area, and I could pack up and go to a different area, but it takes so much time where that'd be pretty much giving up. I ain't good at giving up. I might not be good at catfishing, but I'm not good at giving up. I think it's fair to say I made the wrong decision. And to add insult to injury, they shut the dam off, so there's not even any current. So tried dragging, caught nothing dragging. Only fish I caught was on anchor, but there was more current, and now there's not. So I could go back to dragging, I could do suspend drifting, could just sit tight and probably end the day where I started, where I caught the fish that I caught, and we'll see what happens. Not very confident, but I'm gonna fish till the end. I mean, I'm already on the water. I was filling out my log and had 2 rods get hit actually. One popped off, this one's on for now. Not a giant fish, but it is a fish, and I'm happy to have a fish. Oh, he's just a little squeaker. We'll take him. Just out of principle to have caught a fish. He lassoed himself in the double hook rig. So he was secured, I guess you could say. Okay. Oh, bless you. Well, might as well submit one. Gonna have time for one more spot after this. We're gonna stay on the board. I'm gonna fold your fin down. Oh. That's about right. I could have left him on the line. I wonder if that's gonna come back and bite me. Got lazy and complacent. Usually being lazy and complacent comes back to bite me. Well, he also stabbed me when he flopped too. Okay. I didn't film an outro when I was done on the water because, quite frankly, I was pretty ticked off, and I'm still not the happiest about it, but never fished a tournament where I mean, even a tournament where I did poorly, I've never fished one where I was mad at the end. And I think most of it boils down to me making poor decisions, and a big chunk of tournament fishing is just making good decisions, and I didn't, and I should have known better. I mean, there's a lot of them where I've never fished that type of water and this, that, and the other thing, but this one, spent enough time down there. Somebody's texting me. Spent enough time down there where even though not this particular time of year, I should have known where to fish. Like, I've seen enough, and I saw enough messing around on the water where I should have known where to go, and I just made a bad call. That's really what it boils down to. So, mad at myself about all that, and I think I'm just gonna take some time to get out of my own head, keep it simple, keep it fun, and I seem to catch more fish when I do that. So, hope you enjoyed the video. I keep everything real, you know. I show you the ups, show you the downs, and I feel like this one had a little bit of all of that. So appreciate all the support, really do. It means a ton. Hope you catch a giant.